Hello こんにちは。 DRX vs ギガバイトマリーンズ。 DRX が瀬戸版するか。今日ギガバイトマリーンズはトップ e スポーツを倒したんだけど、ローグが DRX に負けたので敗退決定していますね。 DRX は今日全勝して1位狙うか、1位タイブレイクかな。ギガバイトラストバンはマオカイ。 DRX は A トロを取るんじゃねえの。DRX A トロを選択。ギガバイトはリヴァイがどのチャンピオンやるかだね。フィオラ、カリスタ。ギガバイトカリスタばっか使うな。カリスタはさっき倒したばっかりだぞ。 DRX アッシュとハイマーまた行くか。DRX ピックバンがさっきと全く一緒ですね。エートロックスからのカリスタ見てからアッシュハイマー。シンドラはミッドかな。それともサポートでタレットを W でカウンターするか。この構成を見た感じ、リヴァイがキャリージャンプはやらないかもね。サイラスピックからのビエゴ、アニビアピック早っ。本当にサポートシンドラなのこれ。サポートシンドラできる人ってあんま多くないと思うけどな。ハイマーのカウンターといえばシンドラ。それがサポートハイマーで、シンドラもサポートに降りてくる。Hello こんにちは。 DRX vs ギガバイト。ギガバイトは敗退決定していますが、 DRX はここで勝って1位抜けをしたい。シンドラミットに見せかけてアニビアミット。シンドラサポートですね。ハイマーのタレットを W で持ち上げて飛ばすことができます。ウルトマを確か持ってけるのかな。ハイマーのカウンターではあるんだろうけど、どうなるんですかね。
GAM are eliminated. They cannot qualify for the quarterfinals. However, they can still give top esports an opportunity to qualify. If they're able to beat DRX here, then there is a world with which top still have control over their own destiny. But if DRX win, it means that it is the fight between DRX and Rogue for top seed coming out of this group.
Exactly, it's the NA special. You can't make it out of groups, but you can drag somebody down with you. You can torpedo someone else to make. And Levi did spend some time in NA.
He certainly did.
Yes.
All right. Let's see where things are going to start out here on this one, as runes are coming up on your screen right now. Everything's looking pretty standard here. Electrocute on the Anivia for some of those quick, snappy trades.
Yep, not going to be going for spellbook or anything like that. It is more of an aggressive option. You can see that Barrel
エートロックスに対してフィオラ出したぞ。ギガバイトのトップ。ファッチがフィオラ使ってボコられてたけど、ベトナムのトップレーナーはどうなるかな。
Can you land on this Syndra? Because Syndra is the one that I think really is going to be pressured to be landing her spells because she's very squishy. And if you're taking too many of these volleys, too many of those rockets from Heimer, things are going to get rough. But look at Levi clearing down towards bot.
Yeah, it does look like that he has his eyes on a very early level 3. The ward ball, well, the turret actually.
ハイマーがタレットをワード代わりに置いてるのか。
So they have information on where Pyoshik is. GAM have all the information they need in order to set up a play towards the bot side of the map. Going to quickly look at BA and see what he's taking.
ナサスサポートが勝てなかったこのアッシュハイマーにシンドラは勝てるのかな。
this information here should let them know that he could be around. The fact that he's not doing his blue still, right? You know, they have to be worried about what sort of a path could he actually be doing. You know, where could he be on the maps? You have to be expecting some sort of a gank to come in, and he does now retreat back to that blue, so he will be spotted.
Especially on a champion like Jarvan.
Yeah.
Throughout the history of League of Legends, this is a champion known for having some of those strong, surprising early ganks, and especially up against a team like GAM and a jungler like Levi, you know he's not going to be shy for trying to make some of those moves.
Yeah, and you can already see in terms of the bot lane setup, DRX have a lot less control than they had before. Levi should be able to secure this Scuttle Crab as well.
Yep.
Pyoshik now on the same side of the map. The question is, what will happen in mid lane? In terms of Zeta has a push. Good stun comes out the bot side.
No.
BA at half HP. Deft under a little pressure now, but Styles going to have to be careful. Cleanses away the Ignite. Barrel fires off some rockets. It's GAM left with lower health bars here as the dust settles.
I mean, it's kind of Armageddon in the bot lane.
先に来るのは J4。あれワードじゃねえから分かってねえぞこれ。タレットだから。
Can't see. They don't know he's there. Levi is ready to go. Deft wants to fire back. He flashes.
あら
He's ready to go.
ータレットじゃ視界が狭いな。
In style, but Pyoshik makes his way into the bottom lane now. Levi will protect his duo, and it's GAM Esports up one.
Man, that tower gave them kind of false sense of security. The vision range on it was so small that he just walks right past it, gets in behind him.
J4 が来てるの見てなかったっぽいな。
Surprise, Levi is there.
Wow, GAM really catching
トップのフィオラ対エートロックスはどうなるだろう。
Showcasing slightly more than the Narsus could last game with that potential gank setup. And you already highlighted Azel. The fact that this turret gave them that false sense of security, not offering that vision. The ward was already placed earlier. Levi cleared it out with the sweep, but the flash in from BA doesn't quite land the stun. And Def see this window where he has to make the play because the moment that the Levi flag comes in, he's like, I'm in danger, I have to commit. And he ends up falling short.
Well, it's so interesting, right? Because I wonder, like, did he even kind of internalize that Jarvan was there yet, right? Because he sidesteps the scatter, he sees the flashes used, he's like, ability on cooldown, maybe we can get a 2v2 kill. Because the flag comes over the wall right about that
Anivia は
it's that close timing.
どうなるんだろうな。刺さるかね。
Realized, because he could have just flashed
機動
backwards.
力のないアッシュハイマー。
So it is a really, really tight timing on that play.
エートロック相手。
Consistently
Anivia
seen
強いか。
from GAM today, a hyper-aggressive early game. They've typically
go.
been known for their team fighting, but they're looking for more aggression. They're attacking this bot lane. And the thing is, okay, this gank doesn't quite work out, but it alleviates pressure. It stops this bot lane from consistently pushing out that wave, because the bot lane is now in danger.
おう。
Shady. This
でも
is not
これは
good.
パッシブを壊すことはできないね。
Breakfast there. The egg has been popped.
フル HP で戻ってきやがった。
Now a target. Anivia can be such
サイラスはアニビアきついよ
It
な。
can make it so you don't want to commit too many resources just to not get a kill anyway. But now that that's down, that puts a big old target right there.
But also good positioning from Katie, you know, got close enough to the tower, knew he didn't actually have to spend the flash or anything there, knew he was going to be able to sit through and just have that passive pop him back up.
And now Katie's level 6. So what happens in mid lane? Push and leave.
Yep. Nice, nice, nice for an Anivia. Once you unlock that ultimate, changes the pattern, changes the laning a lot. Still, just that one kill on the board here. You can see the XP coming up on the left side of your screen. It's level 7 for all 4 solo laners. Deft, the only non-solo laner to have his ultimate available, so keep your eyes out for those enchanted crystal arrows flying across the map, seeing if any plays are able to be made or even supported with that global power.
Well, and honestly, I would just call Pyoshik down to bot lane, and if you bounce the wave here and they're coming out, there's no flash on BA. The style is not going to have flash either, but he will have cleanse soon. So it would be a very easy kill through lane if you can actually get in onto the Syndra and hit him with that crystal arrow at 6.
J4 もボトムギャンクしたいけど、シンドラがスキル当てるかどうかわかんないしな。シンドラのギャンク合わせはちょっと頼りないね。
And this is something that Azel and I were talking about backstage, which is how do you deal with the Aatrox problem? Because so far at this tournament, a number of different top laners have tried to showcase answers to the Aatrox, and the most successful one has been Fiora. However, that's only been in the hands of some of the best top laners in the world. In the hands of Zeus, in the hands of Breed. When you see these matchups, you need to understand the dynamics and you need to be able to build advantages.
アニビアがでけえウェーブのトップレーンに向かう。スキルがアニビアはちょっと当てづらい。アッシュのウルトわ うわー、うわー、アッシュのウルトがネキサスから飛んできた。アニビアのダイブはちょっとむずいよね。スキルが当たらねえよ。エートロックスがやらかしてる試合がマジでないな。マジファッチがエートロックス使った時だけバフが必要に見えたけど、それ以外エートロ強すぎる。マジで壊れてやがる。
He played this extremely well to notice when the flash comes out to dodge the initial engage from Levi. Then he's going to sidestep the Anivia Q as well, and the arrow is coming up from downtown as well. While Kingen has tower aggro and is still underneath the tower, that very likely should have been a kill. He gets the heal back from his passive, then he also gets the additional health from his runes, and he's able to turn it around and secure that final kill. Double kill for Kingen. Beautifully played for the whole DRX roster.
And you can even see the communication there. Kingen was actually kiting towards the right side, and the arrow's coming right along that left side. As it's about to arrive, he actually kites back against the wall, which pulls them into the line of that arrow, making sure that it would land. Really smart stuff there from Kingen. You know, positioning perfectly.
ギガバイト、これはきついぞ。
And now it is GAM again on the Dragon, but DRX are coming in from all sides.
Okay, Levi's already got the objective. Pioshik has to get back out. Scatter the weak. Won't scatter anyone other than a turret.
裏からサイラスが来る。サイラスはカリサのウルト持ってる。誰を飛ばした？ビエゴ飛ばした。ビエゴが憑依する。おっとサイラスがちょっと死んじゃったけど、ハイマーのタレットで戦う。ハイマーのタレットで戦う。Oh my god.
Gotta be careful of this. The turret gets dropped. Katie barely walking past it.
And when it looks like disaster has struck and GAM have no other options, they just find another fight again. Beautiful
いや
4 versus 4 at the
サイラスが
GAM
ちょっと深かったな。
equalize the kills once more.
You just gotta love the play style
ドラゴン
here
取
from
ったのもギガバイト。
The best way to come back, fight. If you're ahead, the best way to increase your lead, fight. If you're even, best way to get a lead, it's fighting, baby. And GAM are going right back at it again. Pioshik went over the wall, trying to get the steal, couldn't quite find it. But DRX decide they can still go for this fight here, and Zeka goes in from the side, but there's not really that much follow-up as Pioshik wasn't in range, I think, for the Kalista ultimate until just now. And as he comes in, it's a great collapse from GAM, bursting out the mid laner.
And you think the window with which Pioshik is able to change is enough for them to be able to win the fight, but a great flash from KD to escape the reset opportunity from the Viego was enough to get that kill, and then the moment that KD rejoins the fight, they have the numbers advantage, and they're able to get that pick onto Def. A much-needed set of kills in order to keep GAM in this game.
But look at the health bars, just so low there. Now Kingen, nice sidestep on the parry, that was critical, but Levi's gonna look.
Levi's still
スキルよける。
back. Kingen is so clean up here.
Oh my god, the early tier 2 boots,
Oh.
and BA on the bot side is just gone. Was that an Ash arrow, perhaps? It looks like it was just fired off recently, so I'm gonna assume that was an Ash ulti catching him out there. That is definitely a dangerous part about Syndra. In general, you are pretty low mobility, you are pretty squishy, and Syndra's support even more so.
Of course, the second that Flowers is on the desk, they decide that violence is the only way for the game to be able to play out.
It's a PvP game, Thaddeus. We need some of that action here, and this game is delivering 9
シンドラサポートがハイマーのカウンターしてるのかな。
1,500 gold lead for DRX, but it's GAM
なさすよりはマシか。
It's GAM who are unafraid, like you were talking about, Isaac, to keep fighting, keep scrapping, no matter the game state.
Absolutely. My big concern, though, for GAM is you haven't drafted full team fight, right? You've drafted this side lane pick in the Fiora that I think is going to have some trouble actually joining in the 5v5. So let's see it again. I'm assuming it wasn't Ash Arrow catching him out. It was no flash available. Just nicely aimed there from Def. The CC chain is layered over top. The grenade is guaranteed. Towers are dropped in.
アッシュのウル
And you
トから
can
ハ
see
イマ
that
ーか。
engage combo there coming through from Deft and Barrel.
Yeah, the bot lane from DRX is incredibly lethal, but Levi is on the map again. 60 CS, 12.5 minutes in, it doesn't matter. He only has blood in his eyes, and he's looking to find more.
And there's no flash on Deft or Barrel, so There is potential to get aggressive, but they know he's there now because he actually dropped the pink ward in the brush and they saw the support and the AD outside. So Zeka and Pioshik on their way.
That means DRX wants the
うわこれミッドの主導権ないのに来るの？
gonna start it off looking
おお捕まえた。でも相手来てるぞ。
How can they deal with the rest? Levi's gonna be the focus here at the start as Style gets away with the Cataclysm versus Cataclysm combat. Zeka kills the and Death takes
ミッド押し込まれててサイラスが動けるのにボトム仕掛けるんだ。
from GAM to force that fight when they know DRX
タイミングが良くないな。
but they only end up getting a single kill. DRX walk away with 2 and they continue to extend the gold lead.
Yeah, they're looking good. And Barrel, does go down, but a good job to actually set this up. You'll watch him coming in from the river. You can see on the minimap, they are heading down, but they're actually playing around that one ward, and they don't show until Barrel steps forward. So I do give Barrel the credit that this is a bit of a bait, that he is willing to give his life up there. They knew that J4 was in the side brush. He goes forward, gets GAM to commit, as Zeka and Pioshik hadn't shown on that pink ward until they had already engaged. They collapse, they get more than they lost. I think it's a smart play, and it's a good death for Barrel.
Good death. That's a very EU saying. I'm proud of you, Azal.
There we go. There we go,
I've
baby.
used it a lot. I do in my games. I'm making space. It was a good death. Trust me, guys.
Exactly.
My team doesn't usually go for it.
Creating a little space. That's all about. But the plates have now fallen. We can see both teams getting a few plates here and there on either side, but it was DRX coming away with more. Still 7-5. Still about a 2,000 gold lead here for DRX. But the next Drake is spawning now.
Exactly that, Flowers.
ドラゴン湧いたぞ。
Teleports of both top laners because Kingen has already made his way from top into mid. Kiaya is looking for that level 11. In fact, going to go back to base, spend that gold. Look to join
エートロックスが化け物だ。
into the mid lane now. It's DRX that have control
いいダメージ。
Oh no.
いいダメージ。
It just got to
エートロックスウルトない。
Everfrost melee experience. It's not fun.
And now, no ulti.
No.
Yes, he can base in TP, but do they even want to fight for it? Because no ult on Aatrox is actually a massive difference with your combat power. I don't think it's worth DRX scrapping for this.
Oh, Pioshik getting caught here a little bit, but now Styles got to get back away. Volley shot out, just keeping GAM back. They are grouped up as 5.
top.
Yep.
エートロックストップに TP だ。ドラゴンを捨てる判断。
Of the top laner back into the top half of the map, and it's GAM getting the second trade.
I think it's the right call. Kiaya has no TP, neither does Katie. So you're going to get a lot of damage down on this top tower. You're going to deny some minions here as well. DRX wanted to fight it, but without the ult on Aatrox, it's just a different beast when you have that available. And he is really their strongest member right now, so I don't think it would be intelligent to fight without it.
I think DRX also have a very clear window of getting a good
フィオラも TP ねえからここでトップ行けばファーストタワー取れるっていう判断
safe
か。
play for Kiaya to make because if you look at the minimap as well, you'll notice Viego already starting off that Rift Herald as they get the push out in mid though. More fighting in bot lane.
Oh, BA, he's only at 300 HP. They can't throw him underneath the turret to try to continue this just yet. He gets himself away. Levi's coming in. They want the kill in a barrel here. Cataclysm in. Should be able to get back out. Levi throws down a flag. Katie's coming in trying to pick up depth. Forces a flash out of him as well. And it's an overload in the bottom lane from GAM looking to take down this tier 1 turret.
I mean, what was Barrel thinking? He's trying to go for a solo queue play there. He's 1v2. His AD's not even in the pit. He's trying to go for the one shot on BA. Ends up not only giving up a kill, he gives up the tower. He costs his
ミ
own
ッドを捨ててボトムを取ったか。
tries to come in and bail him out.
But this is the story being told elsewhere as mid lane that Herald was taken. We mentioned Pioshik going after that. They use it, they break through mid, they do the damage to the tier 2, and that one's almost gone now as well.
Yeah, props to DRX. They're playing the map incredibly well. Every time that GAM tries to force these fights, it's very easy to get sucked into them, try and match them, say, you know what, we're better players, we can outplay them, we have the comp, we can deal with this. But DRX is saying, you know what, we'll give it up. Okay, Barrel loses life, we lose a bot tower, but what do we get back? 2 towers in the mid lane. They continue to extend this gold lead. 2,500 is now the advantage that they have, and they're very quickly getting to these 2 item spikes, which means that when the next dragon spawns in 3 minutes time, DRX is going to be in a much better position to contest.
And that's always one of the things you gotta focus on is how many completed items are there. It makes the gold lead feel so much heavier when you're getting the spikes of those passive, those active, those completions. As you can see, GAM in a very dark and scary jungle of DRX.
おエートロックスが狙われてる。
He pops the world and they're trying to get away. Waste as much time of theirs as he can. He's running straight towards an enemy turret.
But look at the map, right? It's the play to mid.
4人引きつけてる間に DRX はミッド&トップ押し込んでるよ。
But Kingen might even get
ハイマーがタレットで救う。これ生きんだ。
That's brutal. They just commit so many members down towards bot. 4 members from GAM go down to try to take.
エートロックス追いかけてミッドのタワーを失ってトップも失うだと。
Really valuable. BA trying to get up here and see if they can make a counterplay, but there's more DRX members filing up.
It's just very smart play overall from DRX. They're not getting sucked into this team fight that GAM is trying to force. The whole approach from GAM right now is
エートロのウルト足速え。
claw our way back into the game by slowing DRX down as much as possible. But
逃げるときに使えないようにしようぜ。
when Kingan was being attacked in the bot lane, they had mid push and they had top push, which means that whatever lane got attacked, they could cross map somewhere else. DRX are just recognizing how GAM are trying to play the game and mitigating it as much as possible.
Kingan's Aatrox is flying around this map like Trick 2G Udyr, just laughing at everybody. It's everything except the emote spam as they can't catch him. They waste all their time.
ギガバイトドラゴンを取ってるからドラゴン取れればワンチャン。
With this macro play, and now we're at a very interesting point with Baron being a minute away and the next dragon only being a little bit more.
And it becomes so problematic because Kingan actually almost has gold, for his next item. Very likely a Death Dance. And Kiaya, if you can't actually win inside, you're just locked into your tower as this Fiora. You're not getting pressure on the map. You're going to be worse when you're grouping as well. So I do think it's kind of forcing GAM into this play pattern that they've been in for the last while, where it is just group, try to fight, try to find 5v5, try to make something happen because they have no pressure in sides and they're kind of getting slowly bled out. You can see as far as the vision is concerned, their farthest forward ward is like really that, and I guess they have one lane ward, but they've got nothing.
And you can see now DRX once again setting up for the next objective. They're keeping the Zeka top because he does have his TP available. Kingan just invested his TP bot to make sure that he's on pace with his mid laner who just forced the midway push and have the top lane push as well. Just overall great map movements, ready for the dragon spawning in about 20 seconds, which they now have control over.
Exactly. They're going to be able to move around this river, sweep out some vision, put down whatever their own resources they need to. And especially when you're playing something like a Heimerdinger, being there first, having control, having the chance to get a jump on somebody goes a long way. But DRX are now going to be the ones having to check into GAM. They backed up, they made sure they were able to clear out some of their own jungles, some of their own waves there in mid. So it's GAM with control over the pit. GAM grouped up as 5.
ギガバイトドラゴン触った。カリサがいるから取れそうだぞ。アニビアが壁を張って来れないようにしてる。ドラゴンがリセットされた。足のウルト当たらない。ハイマーディンガーのウルトがアニビアに刺さる。アニビアパッシブはあります。パッシブはあります。この卵を復活することはできるか。復活しても地獄だった。アニビアに憑依した。ちょっと待って。ビエゴがアニビアに憑依してパッシブが卵なんだけど、What the fuck？ 卵もわー、いや、アニビアパッシブダウン中だったのに、あれ、ビエゴが憑依したらまた卵できるの？ 2 卵？ What the fuck？ いや、使ってたやん。ギガワイトドラゴンは取りましたけど、チームファイトは勝てませんね。盗みたいけど盗めない。アッシュのシャツスタン長っ。7000ゴールドさ。
The arrow ends up missing largely because of this reset. But you can also see this flank from Kingan on the right-hand side. Immediate access onto the backline, but look at Zeka. He gets forced out incredibly quickly, and you think, okay, maybe this fight is good. But the moment that the health comes back from Kingan, Pyoshik steals away the Anivia and the egg. Getting procs there means the GAM realize, oh no, we can't win this fight. There is no threat onto depth in the backline.
It is too funny, man. That you get the passive when you actually take the course. I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, you get the passive. Look at him having a laugh. I mean, they know it is actually hilarious.
ザックもパッシブできんのかね。
Nobody knows that because this
Problem.
champion hasn't been seen in 12 years. So
Yeah, Anivia is not exactly one of those meta picks, but this time around, man, 1, 2, and 2 hasn't played out well enough for GAM so far in this game. They're 8,000 gold down. I feel like their only shot left here would be if they'd be able to find that Hextech soul somehow here in 3 minutes.
I mean, they do a pretty good wave clear with the Anivia. You know, throw back to the old days when Anivia was super popular. You could delay a lot of these games out, but it is going to be difficult for them to do it because Anivia is really their only good wave clear. And look at
バロンでシージしていく DRX。
rocket there from Barrel just chunks him down incredibly low.
I've just been so impressed with how DRX have come in prepared this week. They realized how big of a pick Kalista was for so many of the other teams, and to have
アニビアがいるからウェーブクリアは強いんだけどね。2ウェーブ押し込まれると守れないだろうな。
And now they have so much control over the map. They did the same thing against Rogue. They're looking to do the same thing here, and with a win, DRX are still in the fight for first of this group.
And they're continuing to choke GAM out of the map. That tier 2 turret in mid already gone. That was a while ago. Thanks to that Rift Herald play that we talked about back when it happened. The pressure being maintained here in the bottom lane. You can see Kiaya just trying to be a Fiora that's behind in the game, farming up in topside. There's not a whole lot else for him to do. DRX continue to move forward, trying to take these turrets. Anivia is such a brick wall to get through in these situations. Katie's under pressure. Levi has to get back away, and Katie with the defensive flash stays alive. But the turret will no longer be defended. 30 seconds still to go here with the Baron.
Still, pretty good job. They actually delayed a lot. They're not even going to lose an inhibitor tower here. They're going to get the TP out of
アニビアの強さが出てるな。
Style was holding it down in mid lane, so yes, the tier 2
でもゲーム長引いても勝てないだろうね。ギガバイトは。
stall out this Baron with the Anivia here and buy themselves at least a little bit more time.
All right, so with that time, that 70 seconds of time, I gotta
4ドラゴンを取ったらギガバイトワンチャン。
do GAM secure this soul? What's the sauce? What's the recipe here?
Okay, have you ever made spaghetti?
Yeah.
Have you ever then thrown it at a wall?
Yeah.
Well, that's what GAM needs to do.
They need to throw it all at the wall.
They need to throw it all at the
Throw it at the
wall.
wall, see what sticks.
Exactly that. I mean,
All
like,
right.
DRX, while they've been good at setting up position around this objective,
のリヴァイがカニを食うところを狙われる。
situation, the problem is that DRX, oh, that
おお、よくよけた。
flash from Levi, who will be able to sidestep that one. 30 seconds now are all GAM have in order to go and contest. And the thing is, you might argue, surely they can just stall. The problem is, I would argue that from a scaling perspective, things are only going to get better from DRX. And GAM's best window and opportunity is probably to fight this next dragon. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them go and fight for it. The ideal opportunity would for Stahl to get his last item. If he can get it before the fight, but I don't think he's going to have enough time.
It's just so hard to get in. They're going to try to play through mid, but Zeka here zoning on the side. Deft is there. Doesn't have his ultimate just yet, but oh, the ulti grenade!
どうだどうなるサイラス入っていく。エートロックスと一緒にサイラス入る。J4 もウルト。ビエゴが憑依して新ファイトどうだイーブンだぞ。いやギガバイトが返してる。ジャングラーダウン。しかし止めに行きますよ。キアヤあらまあドラゴンを止めたかった取りたかったギガバイト取れません。ゴールド差は縮まりません。9000ゴールド。
But I was gonna say, prior to that pick, I've been so impressed with how GAM are keeping these fights surprisingly close. Even though they're at such a massive disadvantage, there always seem like windows in these fights where GAM can very much win.
Absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of it is
サイラスがちょっと一人で突っ込みすぎたか。ハイマーのウルトが刺さって攻めるところでアニメが刺さってるのかな。
Of a position Deft was in there, locked in the Jarvan ultimate, in the Anivia ultimate as well. Unfortunately, there was a real other additional threat onto that backline, which meant that Deft didn't even have to burn a summoner spell in that last exchange.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Katie could actually get to something like a real third damage item, if you could somehow delay the game, get towards a death cap or whatever, they have a real chance, but that is so far off. And he is working on a Morello right now. So yes, of course, this is a super, super long shot, but I do think compositionally, GAM can win these fights, right? I do think it's very difficult to actually get through the Jarvan, get through everything and get in onto some of these carries in the back line. So maybe the miracle fight can happen, and they do still have a while if they can delay.
あ、シュールトあるぞ。なぜフィオラが前に立ってるんだ。
A bittersweet situation for GAM to find themselves in. They've made these fights look very competitive, and now they're a man down. DRX are not going to give them a window to come and contest this, and it looks like GAM are going to concede it. But this is Levi that we're talking about. Is he going to face check?
Levi walks up, but he walks right back out. The Baron at about 1/3 HP. GAM cannot get their jungler.
チェックができないか。
Baron will be secured again by DRX.
Yeah, DRX moving further and further ahead now. Good 11,000 gold in the lead at this point with the Baron buff again. No outer towers here left to take. I do think they're going to have to play through multiple lanes because Anivia, I still think, can stuff the Baron push unless you're willing to actually try to stop it.
アニビアがいないところでプッシュしてタワー取りたい
That
ね
being。said, they've just really struggled to get Kiaya involved in the game in any sort of a positive way, right? He really hasn't had any side lane pressure. He hasn't been effective when he's grouped. He's getting picked off a lot. This Fiora really just has been the kind of key vulnerability here on GAM. The four-man squad are doing all right, but they need to find some way to get Fiora involved in this game.
They certainly do. Right now, she can't really offer anything in the side lane. She can't really offer much value in the team fight. We'll see what GAM can do to turn things around. Their only bright spark right now is that there is a soul at their disposal. Obviously not going to be spawning for another 2 minutes, but if they can secure it, there's a world in which
ハイマーディンガーのビルドやべえな。サポートアイテムじゃねえ。仮面とモレロ。
And on that 2-minute timer, the thing about it is, it lines up so closely with the Baron buff. It means that DRX will be able to use this Baron to control the map up until that point. Deft hits an arrow. Katie, all right.
But just look at how well timed these waves are. All 3 waves crashed at the same time there from DRX. So manipulating the waves, making sure that they're all landing around that same time was very nice. But GAM push forward in mid, they clear that out. Right now on top though, there's no Anivia there to actually stall this out. So they're getting pushed on multiple sides here. Katie cannot be anywhere. He can't answer every wave at the same time, and no one else can really wave clear but this Anivia.
Yup, you've only got one Anivia on the team. Everybody else can't do it. And now the Deft up here in the top lane, he's got the ability to zone a lot of the other players on GAM away. Meanwhile, you still have Kiaya trying to defend bottom, Katie trying to defend middle. It is a 3-pronged attack from DRX, and the attack will miss its arrow here in the top lane. But the volleys are still flying out. Barrel goes for the stun. They try to use the wall and catch Barrel out, but he flashes away to safety. Now Katie's under pressure. If you kill Katie, you win the game. As DRX takes out the first inhib in the top lane. First or second
3インヒビター飛びそうだな。
Third inhibitor turret down to the bottom lane. Mid lane inhibitor's about to fall. If they take all of these out all at the same time, they are perfectly synced up. GAM's coming out. Levi's going in. Barrel in some trouble. Stuck here with the Cataclysm as Kingen has to get himself away now. Tukiaya is going to be taken very low and finally killed. Death goes godlike. And DRX
チームファイトにならないね。
Katie's the only one alive, but the Everfrost seals his fate, and DRX will earn
GG エートラ強すぎる。やっぱエートラ開けちゃダメだって。GG's.
They've earned their place in the quarterfinals. They have looked very strong in this group, and DRX are a team that many people underestimated.